Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. Just a couple of housekeeping announcements before we get started. I want to draw your attention to the Q&A button on the bottom of your screen. You can use this button to direct questions to any of our presenters at any time. So if you have questions about any particular college, the application process, really any question related to college admission is fair game. Use that. Our presenters are eager to hear from you and answer your questions. Your camera and your microphone are turned off, so the panelists won't be able to see or hear you. That Q&A feature is really the only means you have to interact with the panelists. Also, this is just one of many different sessions happening today, so be sure to sign up for some additional sessions online, the same place where you signed up for this. This presentation is being recorded. It'll be available in just about a week at strivescan.com/WACAC. Again, strivescan.com, WACAC. That's the same place where you can sign up for more sessions. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, Kathleen. No, that's University of Pittsburgh is going first.
Thank you so much, Josh. And hi, everyone. I'm Kelsey. I'm from the University of Pittsburgh, and I am the West Coast Regional Admissions Counselor. So I work with all of our California students in Pittsburgh. So if you ever need anything, I am more than happy to help. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the city of Pittsburgh. Then we're going to jump into how academics are structured at Pitt. And then I'll finish with, the fun stuff and a little bit about our application. If you are not familiar with Pitt or Pittsburgh, we are located about 3 miles from downtown Pittsburgh in a neighborhood called Oakland. We are very much an urban campus. You can see in this photo, it very much is a hustling and bustling city, but it still has lots of green space. It's a great college community. You really feel like you're on a college campus when you're walking around Pitt. Everything's within, a few minutes walking distance from each other. So it's going to be super easy for you to navigate coming to this new city. Downtown Pittsburgh is just off in the distance from our campus, and this is a wonderful place for students to really go out and explore, do internship opportunities, connect with the arts and entertainment scene in the city. It's a huge sports city. So even though maybe you're not a Pittsburgh fan, that'll really resonate on Pitt's campus with our school spirit. It is in a beautiful town, very hilly, and you're going to get free public transportation. So it's super easy for you to navigate and access everything you need in the city, getting to and from the airport, and really enjoying all that Pittsburgh has to offer. So now I'm going to jump into how our academics are structured at Pitt. We have 5 freshman entry-level schools, ranging from our largest school, which is our Dietrich School of Arts and Sciences. It houses about 60 different majors. And then we have our Swanson School of Engineering that houses 10, our College of Business and Administration, which has about 8 majors, School of Computing and Information has 4, and then our School of Nursing, which I bet you can guess only has 1 major. You will apply as a freshman to one of these 5 schools, and we admit by school, not by major. So you really can come in undecided and have time to explore different majors and minors and certificate programs and figure out what is the best fit for you. As long as you're not interested in nursing, there's a flexibility between the other schools. Nursing, unfortunately, you kind of have to know going into freshman year that's what you want, because they do start day 1 in nursing classes. But besides just our core academic courses, we're going to give you tons of academic opportunities at Pitt. So we do have a guaranteed internship and co-op program. So we want you to get work experience. We want you to go out and explore and figure out what you really like. Just because you're studying math, there are hundreds of different jobs you can choose from and different fields within that area. And that's what we want you to apply and figure out while you're an undergraduate student at Pitt. You can do this through undergraduate research in any major. It does not have to be just a health science major. If you are interested in something in the medical field or even the health field, we have 6 different teaching hospitals on our campus. So this is going to be a great opportunity for you to get a hands-on experience in the field before graduating. We have hundreds of different study abroad programs that include tons and tons of internships abroad as well. So you'll have a global perspective if you choose to do this, which we highly encourage you to do. So now on to the fun part about student life at Pitt. As an undergraduate student, you'll be about one of 19,000 just undergraduate students. We have around 10,000 graduate students on campus. So there's a lot going on and a lot to get involved with. We have hundreds of student organizations to choose from. We are Division I sports in the ACC, and we play all of our home football field games in the same field as the Steelers. So it's really fun to go to a college game in an NFL stadium with all of your friends on the weekends. If you're into the arts and entertainment, Pitt has a great program called Pitt Arts that we'd want you to get involved with, where you could get free or discounted tickets to Broadway shows and concerts and really exciting things happening in Pittsburgh. We also guarantee housing. So this is going to be another place for you to make friends in your home away from home when you choose to become a Pitt Panther. So just a quick brush over on our application process. We have 3 different applications you can choose from to apply on. It doesn't matter which one, choose whatever's most convenient for you. We are fully test optional starting in this upcoming fall. So all of our programs, including nursing, will be test optional in the fall. We have 18 graduate school guarantees. So this is going to be a great place. If you're interested in something maybe more long-term past undergraduate, this is something to look into. They range from our most competitive of medical school to we have public health, business, engineering, you name it. If we have the graduate program, we have that graduate school guarantee. Just a few takeaways from our application process is apply early. We are rolling admission and it is so beneficial to apply early. If you are a current senior, we are admitted. We are going to be starting on-campus visits back again April 1st. But if you are a junior or younger, make sure you get your contact information to us, and then you will have the chance to hopefully visit in the summer or when we open visits to a larger crowd. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up by sharing my contact information. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to help. And now I'm going to pass it back over to Josh.
Great. Thank you so much, Kelsey. And our next presenter is from Penn State.
Here we go. Sorry about that, everyone. Hi, everybody. My name is Isabel, and I am the Penn State recruiter for California as well as Nevada. I'm stumbling here as I try to fix my slides. But it's so nice to join all of you this afternoon, and I'm happy to give you a nice overview of Penn State. So Penn State is in the Big Ten Conference, so we are able to offer our students not just the highest quality academics, of course, but also a ton of school spirit, school pride, big time sports, amazing resources and opportunities, and incredible inside and outside of the classroom experiences, because we want to make sure that your college years aren't just academically and intellectually rewarding, but truly years that you are going to remember and treasure for the rest of your life. Penn State is ranked in the top 1% of all colleges and universities throughout the globe, and we are a Research One university, so we're able to allocate over $1 billion annually in undergraduate research expenditures, which means that we're able to provide research opportunities for our students in all fields of study as early as your freshman year. We also have the largest living alumni network in the world, and we take great pride in this. So we focus really heavily on setting our students up for success after graduation. In doing that, we offer a top-ranked career services center, numerous career fairs throughout the year, including our university-wide fair, which is attended by nearly every Fortune 500 company, and it even has a waiting list for employers to participate in it. And we have innovation hubs in all of our campuses to support all of our students that have entrepreneurial endeavors. We also have over 300 study abroad programs, ranging from the shorter embedded programs, allowing you to take a trip abroad for about a week, maybe 10 days. Those usually take place over winter or spring break with a class and your professor as part of the course curriculum. But we also obviously have the more traditional semester to full year abroad experiences as well. Now we have over 275 different academic programs and over 1,200 student clubs and activities. So we're a super engaged campus for our students. We are most well known academically for our business, engineering, nursing, and science programs. But of course, we are a large institution. So we have so much more than that. We have creative and performing arts, agricultural sciences, information sciences, liberal arts, education, earth and mineral sciences, and so much more. And in case you aren't super familiar with where we are here in Pennsylvania, here we are on the East Coast from the center of our Commonwealth or our state, which is also where our largest campus, University Park, is located. We are about 3 to 4 hours to some really great East Coast cities like Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, New York City, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. Now, the most unique thing about Penn State is our many campus locations, as you can see here, and our 2+2 plan. So we have 20 different campus locations that offer a huge variety of campus sizes, locations, cost, etc. But keep in mind, we are one university, one Penn State. And our 2+2 plan allows students in almost any of our degree programs the flexibility to start their Penn State career at any campus and complete the final 2 years of your degree at the specific ending campus that offers that degree program. So yes, we have our large campus, University Park, right in the center, but if you want that Penn State education, but you're looking for a smaller campus feel, we have those options for you. Or maybe you want to be in the midst of a major city in a more urban environment, or you like being in a vibrant college town setting, or you feel like you would do best in a small, quiet, more rural setting. We have those campus options. And we have campuses that are more affordable than our large main campus as well. And keep in mind, no matter what campus or campuses you attend, you will receive the same high quality Penn State education. And ultimately, when you graduate, your transcript and your diploma will say the Pennsylvania State University. We have a fairly straightforward application process. We don't require any essays or letters of recommendation as part of our general Penn State application, and we are test optional through at least 2023. So the only thing you will need to submit for a complete application to Penn State is an online application and a self-reported academic record. We have 3 platforms. You can either apply through our own application, the My Penn State portal, but we're also on the Common App and the Coalition. And we have an early action deadline of November 1st, which is a non-binding deadline. And applying by this date will always give a student their best chance at being admitted. So that's very, very, very recommended always to apply by early action if at all possible. And now if you walk away from anything in this presentation, please know that you have a really wonderful opportunity to become a part of a huge network of incredibly successful and very proud Penn State alumni. So they're all going to be very, very excited to open a lot of doors for you as a Penn Stater. Now, I know that was a very quick presentation, so if you want to know more about anything I very quickly mentioned just now or just have some additional questions, please feel free to email us. Our general admissions email is admissions@psu.edu. But like I quickly said at the beginning, I am also the recruiter for California and Nevada, so you can always feel free to reach out to me directly as well here, which is, my name is Isabel Sarte, so ysarte@psu.edu. You can check out our admissions page, admissions.psu.edu, for more information. And if you're interested in attending any virtual campus tours, attending student panels, and more of a deep dive info session, please check out our experience page here, admissions.psu.edu/experience. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, Isabel. And Kathleen from Lafayette College is next.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Williams. Let me see if I can, I've been challenged today with the share screen option, so I'll give it a whirl. Let's see here. Yay, do I have it up? I'm assuming, unless somebody tells me otherwise, that I am up. So I'm Kathleen Williams. I am the director for West Coast admissions from Lafayette College. You are looking at an aerial view of Lafayette right now. Lafayette is in Easton, Pennsylvania. Actually, right over this bridge, you find yourself in New Jersey. So the closest airport for you to fly into to get to Lafayette College from California would be Newark for a direct flight, or Abe, the Allentown Bethlehem Easton Airport, which is about 20 minutes away, while Newark is about an hour and 5 minutes. No conversation about Lafayette would be complete without talking about the Marquis de Lafayette himself, a man who at the age of 19 set sail in defiance of his king, the King of France, to help the colonists in the Revolutionary War. He became like a son to George Washington. He was an abolitionist, he was a suffragist, and his idealism and his Kernon motto, which means why not, really permeates the campus today. So our students are involved in all sorts of different things widely across campus. They often double major, major minor, and in some instances get dual degrees. So we are Division I for sports, and as you can see, football in the top right. If you were to Google football rivalries, you would find that Lafayette College comes up on both top 25 and top 10 lists, because the rivalry, with Lehigh, is a rivalry that in college football Division I sports has the most played games. So they played their 150th game at Yankee Stadium to a sold out crowd, nearly 50,000 people in attendance. So you don't have to be a big school to have big school spirit. We have about 2,500 students, and we definitely like to beat Lehigh. So next slide. We are located in Easton, Pennsylvania. As I said, this is an aerial view of downtown. We have a downtown arts campus. That's where our film and media studies students, our theater students, and our fine arts students take their classes. Around this roundabout is home to the oldest farmers market in the country. So every Saturday, lots of fresh organic food there. Our students certainly avail themselves of that. Easton is a great town. The Lehigh Valley itself has 800,000 people in it. So this is just a view of downtown, which is walkable from campus in about 15 minutes. As I said, we have about 2,500 students hailing from across the nation and across the world. If you are looking for a place that is a community, that is Lafayette. We are an undergraduate college only. We guarantee housing all 4 years. In fact, you must live on campus all 4 years unless you get permission to move off senior year. So 96% of our students do live on campus. This is not a place that empties out on the weekends. There's always loads going on. You will be given an academic advisor. You'll be given a personal career counselor, and you'll also have an older student who will be assigned to you to give you the inside scoop about Lafayette. So definitely a community with lots of support for you. We do not admit by major, nor do we admit by division. We have 4 divisions: engineering, which is ranked number 13 in the country. We've been doing engineering for 150 years, so long before it was cool to be an engineer. The social sciences, the natural sciences, and the humanities. So again, we admit by person, very easy to go from one to the other. If you put down art and you decide all of a sudden that you love engineering, we say welcome to engineering. We ask our engineers to declare by the end of the first year, everybody else to declare their major by the end of sophomore year. Lots going on in the academic world. You have the ability to do research as an undergraduate because you're not competing with grad students. All of your professors will be just that, professors, not TAs, not grad students teaching the classes, because of course we don't have any master's or PhD programs. Popular majors at Lafayette include economics, neuroscience. Those are really popular with us. If you plan to go on to medical school, great. We have really terrific acceptance rates for that. Same for law school. So know that the world is your oyster at Lafayette academically. Student life, over 200 clubs and organizations. I already told you we were Division I for sports. We also have Greek life. You cannot rush until you are a sophomore, so plenty of time to get to know people long before you decide whether you want to go Greek or not. About 1/3 of our students will, 2/3 won't, so you're not a party of one if you don't go Greek. I'm asked, does it permeate the social scene on campus? It doesn't. It's vibrant, it's there if you want it, but there's lots of other ways to get involved on campus and to have a life. So admissions and financial aid. We are an early decision school, early decision 1, November 15th, early decision 2. You have to have applied by our regular decision deadline of January the 15th. And then you can convert to early decision 2. Our regular decision deadline, as I said, is January 15th. We're one of the few schools in the country that does meet 100% of demonstrated financial need. We require the CSS profile and the FAFSA if you are a domestic or citizen of the US. If you are an international student, we require you to just use the CSS profile. Also for merit scholarships, we have full tuition, half tuition, and then marquee awards at $10,000, $15,000, and $20,000 a year. So it is a great time to apply to Lafayette. And Josh, I will turn it over to the next presenter.
Great. Thank you so much, Kathleen. Our next presenter is from Drexel University.
That's right. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much. It's nice to meet you. My name is Cheryl Tevlin. I'm an Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions at Drexel University. Drexel is located right in Philadelphia, so very urban campus. We are, however, a residential school. So it's not the type of urban school that's spread all throughout the city. It's not like you need to take shuttles to get to your classes or anything like that. Everything is pretty much all together. Students are required to live on campus for their first 2 years, so it's really easy to get involved, make friends, build a strong community, and I'll talk a lot more about student life in a few minutes. Just some very quick background on us. We were founded in 1891 by A.J. Drexel, who was a financier and philanthropist, and his idea behind founding the university was to create a place that wasn't giving an education that was just good, but that was good for something. And that use-inspired view really has shaped everything that we have done at Drexel throughout the years, and really influences how education works currently at the university. So we have excellent research opportunities, a lot of experiential education, and I will definitely talk more about that momentarily. But first, I do want to show you our size. We are a larger private school, so we have almost 15,000 undergraduate students. But that's not going to mean that your class sizes are all going to be large. In fact, most of them are not. You can see on the screen, median class size is 19 students. Student to faculty ratio is 11:1. So what that means for you is that you're not going to be in large lectures all of the time. We're very intentional about this because of our experiential educational model at Drexel. We do a lot of hands-on project-based learning, which is not possible to do if you're in a large lecture. And so your classes are going to be much smaller, even very early on. In a couple of our majors, you might have 1 or 2 large lectures in your first year, but really that's it. And you also dive right into your major from the very beginning. If you know what you want to study, you can start off in that major right away. Your first year, you're taking classes in that major right away. We don't front load your general education classes. All of our programs, including nursing, are direct entry, which is really helpful. And there's also a lot of opportunities for cross-disciplinary learning. You are not restricted to your one college or school that your program is housed in. You can take classes across the university, minor in something completely different, double major, do accelerated programs. There are a lot of opportunities. So I've mentioned a couple of times that we do a lot of experiential education. And the real point of that is that you're able to start to engage with the real world before you graduate. So you can make sure you're headed down a path that makes sense for your interests. Sometimes students think they know what they want to study, and then when they encounter it, they realize it's really not the best fit for them. So we want to make sure that our students can encounter those experiences earlier on. One of the main ways we do that is through our co-op program. So co-op stands for cooperative education. It is a 6-month break from your classes where you are working in your field of interest, typically in a full-time paid job. This is something that we've done for over 100 years, so it's a huge part of who we are at Drexel. It gives you the chance to really test drive your career, build a strong resume and connections in your industry, potentially earn some money, which is helpful, but it really does help to make sure that you're headed down the right path. And if you're not, if you do that co-op and you realize, hey, this isn't really what I want to do long-term, that's okay. You still have plenty of time to come back to Drexel, change your major, and head down the right path so that when you graduate, whether you're going to grad school, med school, law school, or out into the industry that you're interested in, you're headed down the right path with all of the supports that you need to really be successful. When it comes to student life, there's so much to do at Drexel. As I mentioned, students live on campus for at least their first 2 years. And so we do have a really strong community feel. We have over 350 clubs and organizations. We're Division I for sports. In fact, both our men's and women's basketball teams are in the NCAA tournaments, which we are so excited about. So definitely keep an eye on us, see how we're doing. I'm excited for Selection Sunday in a little bit, but we also have great club sports and intramurals. We have fantastic performing arts, Greek life. We are very involved in community service. In fact, one thing that a lot of people don't realize about us at Drexel is that we do a lot within the community. All incoming first-year students have a class that they take during their first year called Civic Engagement 101, where they actually do community service in Philadelphia and learn more about how they can be strong contributors to their community. So that's something that's really important to us at Drexel. And then finally, I just want to tell you a little bit about the application process. I am regionally based in California, so I'm in the Sacramento area, and I'm here to help with any questions you have. If you're in Northern California or Nevada, I would actually be the first person to review your application. Southern California friends, I can drop a link in a minute so you can find your particular counselor, but we review holistically, which means that we're looking at everything you send in order to make a decision. It's not just based on numbers. We are test optional for at least the next 2 years, and we're looking at how you as a whole person are a good fit for Drexel and how we are a good fit for you. Everyone is considered automatically for merit-based scholarships, so you don't have to apply for those. For need-based aid, students do need to submit the CSS profile and the FAFSA. That CSS profile is incredibly important. It's how we determine the type of need-based aid that Drexel can provide, which tends to make up a larger part of the financial aid package. So I'm going to turn it back on over to Josh, and I'll drop in the chat in just a minute some contact information for me. It's also on the screen right now, along with some links where you can learn a little bit more about Drexel. So thanks so much, everyone. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. And next we'll be hearing from Gettysburg College.
Hello, everyone. I'll go ahead and share my screen as well in just a moment. Yes. So as Josh mentioned, my name is Mary Smith. I'm one of the senior associate directors from the admissions office at Gettysburg. And I don't know about you, but I love the hands-on learning. So I have put a number of different links in the chat box, and I'll put those in again at the end. But Gettysburg is located in South Central Pennsylvania. On the map there, we have students from all over the country and all over the globe. You might recognize the name of Gettysburg because we are in that world famous town that changed the course of our nation's history. Quite frankly, we might be having a very different conversation if what happened in Gettysburg did not happen. So we are very proud of our historic location, but it also means that it is a draw for people from all over the world. We get about 3 million visitors to small town Gettysburg. We're not a huge town, so we've got the charm, the character, the friendly personality in Gettysburg, but yet at the same time, you might be on the battlefields and somebody over here is speaking in German and somebody over here is speaking in Chinese. So it's a really neat historic location. We are an hour and a half north of Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, an hour from Baltimore, and 45 minutes from our state capital. Now that means incredible things for social activities, for internships, for career-related immersion experiences. And guess what? We have our own transportation network. So let's say you want to spend the weekend in DC, not far down. You don't have a car, maybe your first year, so take the shuttle down. Let's say you're flying in from California. We'll come pick you up. We pick up at all the major airports, train stations, bus stations. Gettysburg is so accessible. And we want that to be the case because we know we've got students from all over with all different experiences. Being a college of the liberal arts and sciences, we really are looking for students to develop those critical thinking skills, the ability to reflect in action, the ability to solve problems. All of those things filter through our goal-based curriculum. You can major in a lot of different things, but we want students to walk away not just with XYZ degree, but a skill set that is going to serve them well in today's marketplace. Today's marketplace is looking at how do we do more with less? And the liberal arts experience, and I'll say liberal arts and science experience, really, really prepares you well for that. Because not only do you have the depth of your major, you have the hands-on experience and you have the breadth of all different sorts of disciplines at your fingertips as well. As this notes, we have about 120 clubs and organizations at Gettysburg, so students have lots and lots of different opportunities to be involved. Students have opportunities to get involved in the Center for Public Service, get involved in our Music Conservatory, get involved in our Eisenhower Institute for Public Policy. The classes are small, intimate, engaging. You really get to know your professors. You get an opportunity to be involved with hands-on experiences, to really get your feet wet, if you will, in terms of those research opportunities. You have opportunities to play in the marching band. Our conservatory is very unique to Gettysburg. Not a lot of liberal arts colleges have a conservatory program like ours that's completely undergraduate, and it is open to everyone. Everyone is invited to be a part of it. Actually, 1 in 7 of our students are involved in music at Gettysburg. Our majors cover the gamut, over 65 different majors and courses of study, from business to economics to psychology to biology, health sciences. I keep emphasizing research, but again, I'll say we love and appreciate the hands-on experience. Our new major in business organizations and management studies, the bomb. Our business major is extremely popular, and that's actually our #1 area for our alumni. So we have wonderful opportunities for internships, career-related immersion experiences, hands-on, and study abroad is huge for us as well. Over 60% of our students in a non-pandemic year will typically study abroad through Gettysburg. We really are proud of that opportunity for all of our students. We have a new data science minor that we're seeing more and more students have that interest, and it does definitely tie into that connection with both politics, which poli-sci is our #1 major, but also that business side of things. And we are very proud that over 98% of our students are employed or within grad school within that first year of graduation. And we have a new scholarship. The Eisenhower Scholarship for Civic Engagement is a $40,000 scholarship by essay, but it's a wonderful opportunity for students to talk about their engagement in their own community and talk about how that connects to Gettysburg as well. Our students from back in the day, when we were founded in 1832, we were founded by abolitionists, actually. And so we talk a lot about how our students will make a difference based on the past, the present, and the future. How will you shape our world? And that's done through community service. It's done in your major. It's done through hands-on experiences. Last but not least, talking about admissions financial aid scholarships. Gettysburg College offers lots of opportunities for merit scholarships, for music scholarships through that audition process in the conservatory. And we really do look at everything in your application, everything from your actual application, activities you do, babysitting, part-time jobs, community service, your college essay, whether or not you've had a visit. And I know that's difficult right now. As I said, we do provide that shuttle transportation, and we will reopen to our juniors at the end of this semester. Right now, we are focused on bringing our seniors to campus to visit us. We are doing tons of virtual events, and I can't stress enough, as my colleagues have said, the importance of that demonstrated interest and paying a visit with us through a virtual fashion. Last but not least, I encourage you to reach out to me. I am the new old West Coast regional representative. In my former life, I've been at Gettysburg for 20 years. I used to visit all of the schools on the Western Coast, and I will be doing that for this semester as well. So my contact information is there, and I will go ahead and drop that in the chat as well. And I hope you will continue to ask questions throughout the rest of this session. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Mary. And finally, we will hear from Muhlenberg College.
Great, thanks so much. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Becca Larson. I'm the Regional Director of Admissions for Muhlenberg College, located in the great state of Pennsylvania. Muhlenberg is a small liberal arts college located in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Allentown itself is actually the 3rd largest city in Pennsylvania, next to Pittsburgh and Philly. We're about 60 miles from Philadelphia, 90 miles from New York City. For my friends from California, there are 3 different airports you could fly into. You could fly into Philly, or Newark Airport, as some of my other colleagues have shared, but we also have an airport in Allentown. That's about a 10-minute drive from campus. I love the Allentown Airport. One terminal, 12 gates, one very friendly TSA officer, but it does require a connecting flight coming from California. So that's just something to keep in mind. Muhlenberg itself is situated in a more kind of suburban residential part of Allentown, but the downtown city of Allentown is just a couple of miles away, and we really get students involved with internship opportunities. There's a really strong arts culture within the city of Allentown. So there's lots going on that students can take advantage of, both for professional and personal opportunities. At Muhlenberg, we enroll just under 2,000 students, so we're quite small. Our classes are small. Student faculty ratio is around 10-to-1 with an average class size of fewer than 20 students. So we really, something we're known for is the deep sense of community. As you can see behind me on my Zoom background, every single door on campus is red, which is a Lutheran sign of welcoming. And that's something, that is a really big part of the campus culture at Muhlenberg. We're a place that has a deep sense of community. Students, faculty, staff, everyone holding doors open for one another at all times. So it really is just a very friendly place with a deep sense of community that our students really appreciate. 91% of students live on campus with guaranteed housing. So students are, in a living and learning community for their entire experience. You can see a lot of other great stats on here, but the other one that I always like to highlight, and I know some of my colleagues on today's presentation are on this list as well, but we have been consistently ranked top 20 in the nation for campus food, oftentimes #1 in the state of PA. So we are really proud of the delicious meals coming out of our campus, especially the baked goods are my favorite at Muhlenberg. Academically, we offer just under 40 different majors. About a third of our students choose to double major. So if you're a student who's interested in pursuing multiple areas of academic interest, Muhlenberg is a great place to do that. We're strictly an undergraduate college, so faculty mentorship and research opportunities are something that our students take really seriously. They have a lot of great opportunities to create new knowledge with faculty, and continue in supporting faculty within their own research. Within the academic range and the academic breadth that we have at Muhlenberg, we're certainly known for our strength within the arts. We have a top-ranked theater and dance program. Our theater program does include musical theater, but has concentrations in several other areas of theater as well. And all of our artistic programs are non-audition based. So you can be admitted to Muhlenberg and be a musical theater major without having to go through the audition process. Beyond our programs within the arts, we're very strong in the sciences. We have a spectacular pre-med program with an 87% admit rate into medical school, something we're very, very proud of. But beyond our strength within the arts and the sciences, we have majors like media and communications, business, accounting, economics, and finance, public health, neuroscience. We have a newer minor in documentary storytelling that's in partnership with a few other schools within the Lehigh Valley. And so, and a newer major, in sustainability studies. So Muhlenberg is a place where there's a lot of different academic opportunities and really a place for you to pursue multiple areas of academic interest, as I said. So a third of students double major, another third pursue a major and a minor. So it's a great place if you, don't want to give any of your academic interests up. Something else to highlight is the fact that we have really strong academic partnerships. So in helping students kind of move forward into graduate school, we have an accelerated program in dentistry with the University of Pennsylvania and a program in optometry with SUNY College of Optometry. We also have early assurance medical programs with Boston University and Temple University, respectively. And a newer program, a 3+3 program in law. So a lot of our students go on to receive, PhDs, master's degrees, and some of these academic partnerships allow them to do that at a more accelerated pace so that they can graduate from those programs a little bit earlier, which is exciting. All of these programs, with the exception of the dentistry and optometry programs, you apply to once you are already on campus at Muhlenberg. But if you're applying to those accelerated programs, that requires an application when you are submitting your application for admission. We have a spectacular alumni network at Muhlenberg, something we're really proud of. So we have a ton of career opportunities and job shadowing opportunities, even happening virtually right now. And our Career Center is a lifelong resource for our students. So if you are a Muhlenberg grad and 30 years down the road, you're thinking of a career change, you can schedule a meeting with our career services to find new opportunities and take advantage of Handshake, which is our online database that has over 8,000 full-time jobs and 4,000 internships posted posted. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that healthcare is the biggest industry within the Lehigh Valley. And so we have partnerships with some of the local hospitals for both clinical and research opportunities for our students interested in pursuing a career in medicine. Quickly, just to note on our application process, we're a common application exclusive school. We've been test optional since 1996. So before y'all were born, we were already test optional. So, and we are now test optional for our honors programs as well. So, we really encourage students to find ways to connect with us. So being here today is a great first step, but we do have different virtual tour options and would certainly welcome you all to visit once it is safe to do so. So thanks so much for joining us today, friends. And if you have other questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Becca. We've been getting some great questions through the Q&A feature, so continue to ask away. We have a few more minutes left. Also, in the chat box, you can find contact information that's been shared with, I think, all of our presenters. But we have just a few minutes left, so again, ask questions, but we'll use the remaining time, if I could ask all the panelists to come on screen and unmute themselves, maybe just 20 to 30 seconds tops, if you could share with us some interesting fun fact about your school, whether it's a campus tradition, a bit of history, some famous alum, just something interesting that'll help us remember you when we leave today. Let's go in the same order. How about University of Pittsburgh first?
Thanks, Josh. So a fun fact about Pitt that I love is we have a building on campus called the Cathedral of Learning. It is 43 stories, so you cannot miss it. And after every home football game win, the victory lights turn on. So they shoot up in the sky and you can see them from all over the city. And it's just a really fun, you get, those warm, fuzzy feelings when you see it walking around campus and really boosts that school spirit.
Great, thank you. Next is Penn State.
Hi, yeah, so Penn State, if you're not already aware, is well known for our on-campus creamery, the Berkey Creamery, where our food science majors actually help develop flavors as well as learn how to make a lot of other great things. But so if you're able to come visit us on campus, make sure you check out our ice cream. And the fun fact about that is that Ben and Jerry of Ben and Jerry's actually learned how to make ice cream at Penn State. So they weren't graduates of Penn State, but their success in the ice cream world can certainly, we can take part in that a little bit.
And now I'm ready for dessert.
Yes.
Thanks, Isabel. Lafayette College.
Sure. Fun fact, Lafayette College was the first college or university in the nation to have English as a major. Who knew? Now you do. So also, for those of you thinking, well, why would I want to know that? I'm a STEM kid. Well, if you're thinking about applying to medical school, English is actually the 7th most popular major for those applying to medical school, and English majors score highest on the MCATs. So got more fun facts than you thought you were going to get.
Thank you. And now Drexel University.
Hi, yes. So Drexel is well known for innovation. We have great opportunities for students to create new things all of the time. But one of the things that we're most proud of that our alumni have done is actually 2 of our alumni many decades ago were the people who developed the barcode. So anytime you go to the store and scan something, make sure to say thank you to Drexel alums.
Thanks, Cheryl. And now Gettysburg College.
Sure. Well, many people think of Lincoln when they think of Gettysburg, but actually President Eisenhower had a bigger impact on our campus. He retired to Gettysburg, and we are one of the only undergraduate schools that has a presidential legacy organization in his honor. We have the Eisenhower Institute for Public Policy and Leadership. That means we have politicians on both sides of the aisle frequently on our campus, being so close to Washington. And we have offices a block from the White House as well. So President Eisenhower, poli-sci, that whole connection abounds. And we're 20 minutes north of Camp David. So President Biden was here during his campaigning and in the area. A lot of great political connections.
Thank you. And we will get our final word from Becca at Muhlenberg.
Hi, friends. So kind of going back to Muhlenberg's strength within the arts, we are one of few schools that have the rigs for aerial dance. So we actually teach classes in lyra and silks and things that I don't even have the upper body strength to imagine being able to do. And then as part of our summer musical theater program, where we put on 2 full-length musicals that our students get to partake in, we also put on a circus for children every year. So if you are interested in circus arts, Muhlenberg would be a great place for you.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Becca. And thank you to all of you for joining us. When you close your window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We really appreciate any feedback that you can provide to us there. Also, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is just one of many sessions being hosted today as part of this college fair. So be sure to sign up for some additional sessions. You can do that online at strivescan.com/WACAC. And also at that same website, in about a week, you'll be able to find recordings of this session and all of the other sessions perhaps that you're missing this afternoon. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you so much to all of the panelists today. It was great to learn a bit about each of your colleges, and I hope you all have a great afternoon. Thanks so much.
Thank you, everyone.